Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with one inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude grim melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult, he bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, Strike two! Fraud! Cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered fraud. But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball, and now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Lineup for Braves Country by DM Magee, 2024. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavin. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitcher's lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young, the game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Rama-Lama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by DM Magee, 2024.
can't drink like me. You can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it. The fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win. And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes, and the Yankees are going to the World Series.
Ground ball stabbed by Polk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right, down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series. Cubs win. What a lucky break. The good Lord wants the Cubs to win.
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry.
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing-eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone! Ram-a-lam-a ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Green. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright
Want a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off, playing second base for the Cincinnati Reds, is Jonathan India. 8 home runs, 40 RBI, 9 stolen bases, batting .275. Batting second, playing short, Ellie De La Cruz. 17 home runs, 44 RBI, 49 stolen bases, batting .258. Heimer Candelario is the designated hitter and batting third. 16 home runs, 47 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .236. Spencer Steer is batting cleanup and playing first. He has 15 home runs and a .236 average, 61 RBI, and 15 stolen bases. Tyler Stevenson batting fifth behind home plate, 11 home runs, 35 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .238. Jake Freely is in left field and batting sixth, a .275 average with 1 home run, 14 RBI, 12 stolen bases, followed up by Marte batting seventh and playing third. A .179 clip, 2 home runs, 7 RBI, 2 stolen bases. Hines is batting eighth and in right field. He has a .353 average, 5 home runs, 11 RBI, 2 stolen bases. And Will Benson is in center field, 11 home runs, 34 RBI, 13 stolen bases, batting .194. On the mound for the Cincinnati Reds, it's Frankie Montas. He has a .485 ERA and 4-8 on the season. A 1.36 whip, 89 innings pitched, 72 strikeouts, 83 hits allowed, and 38 walks, 14 home runs given up. He'll be going up against Alan Winans, who has just 1 start on the season way back on April 14th, where he went 5 innings and gave up 6 earned runs to the New York Mets. 8 hits that day, just 1 strikeout and 2 walks, a home run given up. Backing up A&W at the bottom of the first inning and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves is Jared Kelenic. Kid Kelenic has 11 home runs, 30 RBI, averages dipped to .248, and 6 stolen bases on the year. Batting second, playing third, it's Nacho Alvarez. He is 0 for 4 on the season. The rookie manning third base for Austin Riley, who's on paternity leave. Batting third, the designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna. 28 home runs, 79 RBI, batting .311. Batting cleanup, question mark, and playing first, it's Matt Olson. 13 home run, 44 RBI, batting .220, and is 1 for his last 33. Batting fifth and playing right, it's Adam Duvall. 8 home runs, 26 RBI, a .183 average. Batting sixth and in left field, Eddie Rosario, a .186 average. 9 home runs, 30 RBI, 8 stolen bases. And batting seventh, behind home plate, it's Sean Murphy, keeping his nose just above the Mendoza line at .202, 5 home runs, 12 RBI. Batting eighth, playing short, Orlando Arcia, a .212 average, 7 home runs, 26 RBI, a .212 average. And batting ninth, playing second base, it's too short. Zach Short is just 8 for 67 on the year, a .119 average, 5 RBI, 2 stolen bases. Calling balls and strikes today behind home plate, Marvin Hudson is scheduled. First base umpire, Derek Thomas. Second base umpire, John Tupain. And down the third base line, it's Nick Marley. Braves come in 9 games over 500, 30-20 here at Truist Park. The Reds are 5 games under 500 and 2 games under on the road. Your Atlanta Braves are minus 130 on the money line. The over-under is 8.5. We'd like to thank all the Country Club members for helping support the channel. Please become a Country Club member today. And if you haven't already, smash that like and subscribe to Braves Country Radio. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. It's Braves, Reds, Game 2 of a 3-game set. We got the game today, and barring any more rain, a night tilt at 6:10 Eastern. Winans is on the bump, so we got the A&W kicking for your emoji. Warm up those chop arms, Country Club. Braves Country, get your game face on.
You're in Braves country.
Get this bus moving.
Stop.
Come back.
Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good afternoon, Braves Country. Good afternoon, Country Club members. I see David S., JC, Gary the Real McCoy, Mark Ricardo, Lucy, Nathaniel Brooks. Who else do we have here? Charlie Pittman. And the GOAT. I thought I saw the GOAT. GOAT's up early today. Good for you, GOAT. I was wondering if you would catch the first game. Also in the chat, we've got Chase. We've got Frank. We've got Justin. Grandma King. Who else do we have here? Travis. Good to see everybody. If you haven't yelled in yet, let us know where you're at, where you're listening from. Looks like we've got Javi in the chat. He's a Ellie De La Cruz fan. Nothing wrong with that. Atlanta Braves are going to be wearing their home whites on this warm and humid day here in Atlanta. We got overcast skies. The sun is peeking through a bit. Braves will be wearing their home whites, top to bottom. Classic blue cap with the white A and the red bill. Cincinnati Reds are wearing their home grays with the red tops and the red ball caps. We are just about set for Braves Country Baseball. Good afternoon, Carrie. See if there's any difference in this team after a closed-door meeting in the facility with the Braves players. They kicked the managers out and said they wanted to have basically a powwow with no one else involved. We'll see if that has any effect. Usually these closed-door meetings, when it's built up to that, if a team hasn't regularly, then nothing, right? But usually you see something. You may not see a W necessarily, but you're going to see more of an effort. And Alan Winans, or as I like to call him, A&W, we've got the A&W emoji kicking for you all day. I don't know how many strikeouts he's going to get, so feel free to throw that A&W out every time he gets it out. He's not a strikeout pitcher. He's wearing what I would call a sky blue glove on his left hand, and he is finishing up his final tosses. Kind of reminds me of the mitt that A.J. Smith-Shawver wore when he first came up. I don't know why A.J. Smith-Shawver quit wearing that blue glove, but heck, it could be this. It could be the same glove. He's been teammates with Winans quite a bit. We're just about set as Jonathan India steps in with the high socks. Winans comes set, lifts that blue glove, and yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country. Pitch on the way, 89 miles an hour. Sinker up top for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Kicks and fires. Way outside wide. Four-seam fastball. 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Braves nothing. Reds nothing. Top of the first inning. The pitch. 78-mile-an-hour slider up top, grabs the zone. Even though Murphy dropped the ball, we did get the call. 1-2. 1-2 count. We'll break down Alan Winans' repertoire here in 1 second. As the 1-2 from Winans comes set, lifts and fires. Slider down and away, 2-2. Alan Winans essentially is a 3 to 4 pitch pitcher. He primarily leans on the four seam, the sinker, the changeup, and then the slider he'll mix in. The 2-2 swing, chops it back up the middle, grabbing it on the third base side of the second base bag is Zach Short, and too short, fires it over to Olsen. It's a 4-3 put out to get the day rolling, to get the game rolling. Let's play 2 here in Atlanta. They are calling for rain later today, but we'll just have to adjust to that as it goes. I'm hoping we get this game in. I'm a little surprised that they did the split doubleheader, because typically you want to get in and out on a getaway day that you didn't plan on a doubleheader. The first pitch on the way to De La Cruz is a swing and a miss over the top. It's 0-1. I can't imagine that the Braves agreed to that. That had to have been coming from up top because they already had the ticket sold and trying to figure out how to do both. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Slider over the top. 0-2. So an 0-2 count to De La Cruz. Now the thing to remember about De La Cruz here and the Cincinnati Reds, they have never seen Alan Winans. No one in the lineup has ever faced him. So the 0-2 pitch swung on, chopped hard on the ground, just through the hole, just past Short, who was chasing it over on the right side of the infield, getting out to right field, and it's a one-out single. So the point being, no matter how good he is the first time through the lineup, you wonder what kind of adjustments are made the second time through the lineup. He, once again, is not a strikeout pitcher, so I do expect a high-scoring game today. Frankie Montas is the pitcher on the other side, and to give you an idea about him, he's got a high ERA, a high whip. He gives up runs. But with the Braves mash unit that they have out there with the offense today, is the first pitch on the way. Runner goes. Murphy fires it down to second. Arcia thinks he's got him. Arcia thinks he has him. He wants Snicker to challenge. They'll take a look at it. From the blind eye, it looked like he probably got in there, and they are not going to challenge it. He didn't get a great jump. He was kind of leaning backwards. It's so close. I can see why Arcia thinks he got him. But I just don't know if that's going to get over. Ooh. Tell you what. Looked like he got him, but they're not going to challenge it. The 0-1. Swung on, chopped foul down the first base line. It's 0-2. So Frankie Montas, we'll go over his pitch repertoire when he comes to the hill in the first. But he is a guy that gives up runs in his own right. He's given up a ton of home runs. But once again, this is a mash unit for the. If YouTube wouldn't strike it, I would have played the mash theme song going into today's game. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. We've got the doubleheader. Nachos is batting. If you missed the lineups, Nacho is batting second once again. It's kind of out of necessity because we have just such a thin lineup today. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A&W gets his first K of the day. Put it up there. Braves country. One away. Nice pitch. Pulled the string on that one. So 2 down. That'll bring the right-handed bat of Spencer Steer to the plate. First baseman takes the slider inside, cut for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Steer batting .236 with 15 home runs, 61 RBI. The 0-1 pitch. In the dirt. Slider down and away, 1-1. Alan Winans just the one start this year against the Mets early on in April. He got pounded. But that was the second or third time that he had seen the Mets. First time that he faced those Mets, he actually pitched a gem. The 1-1 from Winans. Ellie bouncing back and forth at second pitch. Swing! And that ball's lifted high into right field. Is Duvall going to get to it? Making a diving attempt, but he will not get there. That ball's going to fall, and the Reds have a run in. Here comes the throw. What in the God's name was that? Zach Short, I don't know how to put this other than the fact it'll be on blooper reels for years, goes to throw the ball, and it went sideways. And so it's now 2-0. It won't be an inside the park home run. It'll be a triple and an error. But that's essentially what Steer got, is the ball was being relayed from short. By the way, he's not getting the runner there at third. He's better off holding on to it anyways. But it shot sideways out of his hand. The only thing you can figure is that he just didn't have a good grip. I know he's plenty embarrassed right now. You can see the red on his face. But the Braves trail 2-0. So I told you I thought it'd be a high-scoring game. Buckle up. First pitch on the way to Tyler Stevenson. Four-seamer outside wide. It's 1-0. You can make the argument that Duvall shouldn't have dove at that ball because he wasn't going to get to it, but I think he was looking at it as there's 2 outs. There's not a lot to gain. He's not expecting Zach Short to do whatever the hell he just did. 1-0 outside wide, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Righty. Pitch on the way. Down and away, 3-0. I mean, we're starting to look like the Bad News Bears out there. That was bad. The 3-0 from Winans to Stevenson. Kicks and fires. Right there for a strike. 88 sinker on the inner paint. 3-1. (3-1). Winans, 20th pitch of the inning. Outside wide ball 4. So the biggest thing you're concerned here is that Winans is driving his pitch count up. Braves trail just 2-0 early on. We'll see if the primary scoreboard is up yet. First pitch on the way to Fraley is well off the plate wide for a ball. It's 1-0. Fraley from the left side of the plate batting .275, the .682 OPS. The 1-0 kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. Good changeup, 1-1. It's the same pitch that he got the strikeout on. That changeup on the outside cut to the left-handed batter. very enticing. So 1-1 pitch, swung on, chopped foul off the plate, 1-2. Went to that changeup once again. Reds 2, Braves nothing. Top of the first inning. The 1-2. Winans comes set. Swung on, chops it foul, went to that changeup once again. Don't know how many more times you can do that changeup in a row. Eventually, he's just going to sit back and send it the other way. 1-2 count. Winans up to 24 pitches now. The 25th swung on, chopped foul again. This does look like a day that I think we're probably going to end up seeing Grant Holmes probably in the first game if it's competitive. You got to play that game of how many relievers you're willing to. The 1-2. That was up and inside on the corner. Hit the zone, but home plate umpire Hudson blew it. My God. You couldn't have laid it in there better than that. Come on, robo umps. The 2-2. Swung on, pops it back foul. Do it again. Two count. Reds 2, Braves nothing. Top of the second inning. The 2-2 swung on and blasted down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone, and it goes off the foul pole, and it is pay dirt. 4-0 Reds. Kept going to that changeup. He threw it one last time, and he laid it in there, and Fraley was able to get around on it. It's 4-0 Cincinnati. Like I said, you can't keep laying that pitch in there. Just hit the foul pole, and Winans looks cooked out there already. They're going to go out. Brady's going to go out there and talk to him. There's not a whole lot you can say at this point. He's just got to hit his spots is when it's all said and done. So Brady has a real quick powwow with him. Back to work, he'll face Marte. Already given up 4 runs. The look on Zach Short's face, he looks absolutely horrible right now. The thing is, you don't want to cook your bullpen early in the game. You're down 4-0. He's got to find a way to fight through this. Marte stands in. First pitch on the way. 89 up top. For a strike, it's 0-1. Where was that strike, Marvin Hudson, on the last at bat? Because that pitch was actually much lower. The 0-1. 89 up top. Same spot, didn't get the call this time. 1-1. So we're dealing with that today. Got a 1-1 count. A bum behind the plate. Winans brings it. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky, should be playable. Drifting back, making the catch is Arcia. And that'll end the inning. Well, 4 across the board. We got to get the sticks, and we got to get to work, Braves country. Lana. Kid Kelnick leads us off.
Let's talk about buttered sausage. Talk about buttered sausage, where it comes from, what it does. Why is it doing what it's doing? Get it out of my face. Buttered sausage.
That's not your jam. It's not your thing. You don't like it?
It's not my jam. I don't buy jam. I buy honey, and I kiss it on the lips.
As you know, Monty, Vaughn's been working on a couple of new pitches, the Eliminator and the Humiliator, to complement his fastball, the Terminator. I heard that. Dynamite drop in, Monty. That broadcast school has really paid off.
We got a tie. We need to fix it. We need a tiebreaker.
I agree. Ties are not acceptable in fantasy football. Fantasy football is about proving that you are better than your friends, not equally as good as your friends, okay? It's not communism. We're not coveting Billy Joel cassette tapes and wearing ill-fitting blue jeans.
This helpful instructional message from the National Association of People Who Have Trouble Walking and Chewing Gum at the same time. Step, chew. Step, chew.
If I could change anything about basketball, it'd be to get rid of the X Games.
Armchair.
What do you guys want?
Let me get a fratte motete. And then let me get a Trenta pinkity drinkity.
Drinkity, pinkity, dinky, and a fratte mate.
What the hell?
A fratte mate and a frinkity, pinkity. Fratte mate.
Latte mate. I don't think we got one of those.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My first time.
Mayhem seemed to follow John McGraw wherever he went. When he got into a fist fight with the opposing third baseman in Boston in 1894, both benches empty. Fans began brawling. Someone set the stands on fire, and the entire wooden ballpark and 170 neighborhood buildings went up in flames.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Frankie Montas goes to work. He fires a 94-mile-an-hour fastball in the outer cut. It's 0-1. Bad news, Braves trail 4-0. Good news, we're just here in the first inning. Long way to go. Just got to chip away at this lead. The 0-1. Up high, misses 1-1. You got to figure this is the game that they probably planned on using Grant Holmes. If the game stays out of reach, you'd probably also bring in Jesse Chavez at that point and save the big guns for the nightcap. The 1-1 down and away, 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Up top. They're going to say that cutter misses high. 3-1. Home plate umpire today is not doing well. The 3-1 pitch to Kelnick. Down below the knees, ball 4. So that's how you get it going here in the bottom of the first. Pitch looked a touch below. Montas doesn't like it. He's got nothing to complain about if he was paying attention. Probably wasn't paying attention to the first. To the top of the first inning. That'll bring Nacho Alvarez to the plate. He's 0 for 4 on his young career. First pitch, 92, right down the pipe on the upcut. Inside, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty. Kicks and fires. Down and away, 1-1. Alvarez, not known for his power. He did have 7 home runs in AAA Gwinnett. Once again, nowadays, AAA is not what it used to be. AAA is where basically a glorified taxi squad. Your big talent's down at AA. The 1-1 from Montas. Down below the knees, ball 2, 2-1. So a good at bat so far. Alvarez knows he's just trying to get on and set the stage for Marcell Ozuna, who stands on deck. Icehouse is in the hole. The 2-1. Brings it. Swing. That ball's hit up the middle and just past the diving glove of Ellie De La Cruz and misplayed in the outfield. Kid Kelnick is going to round second, pause, and then gun it for third. And we've got runners on the corners. Nobody out. Your Atlanta Braves got something cooking here in the bottom of the first. Love to scratch a couple back, but even if you get one run on through in the first inning, really would help the mentality of this team, who had a terrible first inning. Kelnick, man, I'm surprised he didn't throw his hip out. He had to stop, duck, back, go back again, and then gun it for third. Good hustle by Kelnick. Marcell Ozuna stands in. First pitch, right down the pipe. Surprised he didn't swing at that one. It was a hanging slider. It's 0-1. Ozuna, back to his hot ways recently. He's batting .311 now. Remember, he had dipped below the 300 mark before the All-Star break. 28 home runs, 79 RBI, and 980 OPS. The 0-1, high and inside, almost gets him in the hands, 1-1. Though you'd love to have the bases loaded, nobody out, we do not need to see Marcell Ozuna getting hit. He's been carrying this team. The 1-1 to the Big Zoo. Swing. That ball's hammered down the left field line, but foul. 1-2. Frankie Montas, what you're looking at from him today in his repertoire is he throws 5 pitches. The 4-seamer he leans on at 34% of the time, in the splitter, 22, cutter, 17%. So if you add all that up as the 1-2 pitch, down and away, good take on the splitter, 2-2. If you add all that up, about 73% of the time he's throwing something fairly straight with the cutter, split, and 4-seamer. Then he goes to the sinker at 16%, and then the slider just 11% of the time. The 2-2, swung on, chopped over towards third. It's going to be scooped, flipped, and Ozuna is safe. And a run is in. And your Atlanta Braves. Good hustle by Marcell Ozuna. They're taking a look to see if they may want to challenge us. Nonetheless, we will have the run scored. It does look like he beat the throw. Kelnick comes home. If the play stands, it'll be a double play prevented, and it'll be an RBI with the fielder's choice for Ozuna. Yeah, it looks like he just got in there by about a half step. Matt Olson comes to the plate. First pitch way outside wide. It's 1-0. Last thing you want to do here when you got a pitcher on the ropes is bail them out, so hopefully the rest of the guys in this lineup in this inning will work the count. The 1-0 to Olson. Batting just .220 on the year now. Kicks and fires. Swing. Slices it back foul. 1-1. Montas, not a terribly high pitch count so far at 16 pitches, but he does only have the 1 out. So a 1-1 count. Reds 4, Braves 1, bottom of the first. Montas brings it. Swing. That ball sliced over to third, and it's going to be a 5. No, he drops it. And Ozuna, I don't know about that. They're saying they got the force play. What they're saying is that he caught it and just didn't transfer from his glove hand to his bare hand in time. Brian Snicker, my God, he's awake. He's actually going to go out there and talk to Hudson, home plate umpire. So we'll see how this plays out. As of right now, it's called a force out. The ball was bobbled by De La Cruz. Now, he never had the ball. That's not even close. The ball was thrown, and he just muffed it. He never had the ball. That is absolutely muffed. It's not even remotely close. So we'll have runners on first and second, 1 out. They've got to be challenging this. Ozuna hasn't left. He's like, dude, you didn't even come close. De La Cruz has a grin on his face like, yeah, I don't know what this clown at second base is doing. Second base umpire John Tupain, I don't think he was paying attention. I think he just assumed that he caught the ball. So it will be overturned. We've got runners on first and second, 1 out. It'll be an error on De La Cruz. That was just a gap. There's no other way to explain that one. It was heading towards his glove. He just misread it, and the ball dribbled under. First pitch on the way to Adam Duvall is down and away. It's 1-0. With that being said, runners at first and second, 1 out. Now, this will be the 19th pitch by Montas in his own right. The 1-0 to Duvall. Down and away, 2-0. I feel like you got to make this guy throw some strikes. He's not hitting the zone this inning. And if they make him throw some strikes, he's going to work himself into trouble. We talked about the gaffes of Ellie De La Cruz and his defense, and you see it on display there. It's one of the reasons why they try to slide him over to third quite a bit. The 2-0 to Duvall. Swing, chops it foul. Bangs it towards the third base dugout of the Cincinnati Reds. 2-1. Braves 1, Reds 4. Runners on first and second. Bottom of the first. Montas comes set. The pitch. Swing. That ball's hit hard on the ground. Just past the third base bag. Foul. 2-2. So 2 on, a 2-2 count. Deuce is wild here in the bottom of the first in Atlanta, Georgia. Duvall steps out using his one timeout, climbs back into the box, bangs the bat on the plate, brings it up, and here comes Montas, the pitch. Swing, pops it back foul. Reach for that slide a little bit out of the zone, but a little too close to take nonetheless. So a 2-2 count. Montas comes set. Ozuna at second. Olsen at first. Duvall at the dish. The 2-2 for Montas. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him out on strikes on that slider, 2 away. 2 down, and that'll bring up Eddie Rosario. Runners at first and second. Braves would love, if nothing else, if you could just get a bleeder, blooper, something to get that second run home. Long way to go, trailing just 3 runs. Montas is about to throw his 24th pitch of the day. First one on the way is 94. Might have been a touch out wide, but he got the call. It's 0-1. Eddie Rosario. Be interesting to see if he makes the cut on the team at the trading deadline. They got so many moves they would like to make. The 0-1. Swung on. That ball's laced down the right field line. And if it was fair, it was gone. It would have tied this game, but it went foul. Took a right at Albuquerque. Probably lands around 30 feet, 20 to 30 feet past the foul pole. Maybe even closer than that, closer to 15 now that I take a second look at it. Man, was that close. So an 0-2 count. Montas comes set. The pitch. Chase that one well out of the zone. Fouls it back. 0-2. You got to figure at some point he's going to get a high one about eye high to Chase. That's been the narrative with Eddie at the bat. Got to hope he misses his spot. First and second, 2 outs. The 0-2 from Montas. Pitch, swung on. Chase that one out of the zone. Fouls it back. Do it again, 0-2. Nothing else, they're running the pitch count up here. Braves have scratched one back across. The 0-2 from Montas. We need a hanger, something hanging low. The 0-2 in the dirt. Bounces well before the plate, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Righty-lefty. Rosario batting just 186, but he does have 9 home runs on the year, including 2 last weekend. The 1-2. Swing! That ball's hammered down the first base line, but just foul. It's Surprised he got that bender middle cut. I think they're trying to get him to chase inside, but he missed his spot and almost paid for it. So a 1-2 count. This will be the 30th pitch from Frankie Montas. Frankie kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, strike three. Chase that fastball. He cannot hit the high fastball, and I don't know why anyone would throw him anything else. But the Braves get one across, and we're back in this thing, just 4-1 heading to the second.
If you don't have cable, you're going to be forced to, read or something, man. You're going to get cable and fast.
Yeah. I mean, it's been rough.
What city did you just move to, Wilbanks?
Houston.
With somebody listening, if anybody's in Houston, please call in. We need to get Wilbanks some cable so he can watch the game tomorrow. Let's start the man a party.
Or at least do the man a solid and, leave your windows open so that he can peek in at the Super Bowl.
The straight guy outside your house watching the game, he's with us. Don't worry.
Armchair.
How much does a wedding ring have to cost?
Baby, it could be $50. It really doesn't matter. I just want to be in love. I want to be genuine. I want a happy, healthy marriage. So the ring, what the cost of the ring, it really doesn't mean anything because it's not like I'm going to go sell it. But the ring is just a symbol of my commitment to my man. So however much he can really afford, whatever he feels like he wants to give me, I think that's better than... Listen, these hoes have 3 kids with no marriage. So I'd rather the ring and my man than the cost of it. That don't matter to me.
So, he could give you a ring pop and you would...
Baby, take me to the courthouse with that ring pop. Thank you. Hello.
In 1878, more than 8 million bats were sold in the United States, and players often rode to the ball field in painted carriages, singing team songs. Men who were crazy about baseball were called bugs and cranks. Women who shared their excitement were cranklets. Later, they would be called fans, short either for baseball fanciers or fanatics.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball here on Braves Country Radio. Please subscribe and smash that like today. If you haven't already, become a Country Club member. Alan Winans goes back to work. Hines stands in, righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Hines has a .353 average. Now, he doesn't have a ton of at-bats. Still an impressive clip. The 0-1. Swung on and missed. Slider down and away. 0-2. 1,300 OPS. Reese Hines, just 23 years old, out of Niceville, Florida. The youngster is just 34 at-bats in 10 games. I don't know why you don't throw that slider again, see if he'll chase. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Slider got him. Strike one. Strike two. Strike three. One away. So one down. That'll bring Benson to the plate. Remember, he hit one out of the park on Monday. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Thing about Benson, hits for a low average. He does have power, but he is not a good fielder, and they've got him in center field today, so keep an eye on that. The 0-1. Chop foul back. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Pitch on the way from Winans. Way high outside wide. Changeup misses. 1-2. Grandma King's asking what happened to the pitching. Mac. I don't know what that means. The 1-2 pitch. Right there at the knees. Caught. Looking strike three. He got caught watching the paint dry. 2 away. Is that supposed to be pitching change? There wasn't a pitching change. But I might be misreading what you're... If you could put that back in, Grandma King, I'll be glad to answer the question. I just don't know what you're talking about. First pitch on the way to India is swung on and bang foul down the third base line. Man, he smoked that one. It's 0-1. Oh, the pitching coach. You put Cash Shape, but I think you're talking about the pitching coach. All we know is that he's got a family matter and he's been away for a while. The 0-1 up top inside 1-1, and they're letting him deal with whatever it is. I don't know if it's. I'm thinking it's an illness in the family, but I don't know. Rick Kranitz, I believe, is what you're talking about. And they didn't play Whit Merrifield today as the 1-1 pitch swung on, banged over towards short. Arceus got it, fires it over to first, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. I'll answer that as soon as we get back, Mark. Give you a little more insight on what's going on with Whit Merrifield.
I think we should use the manual.
I don't need a manual. I need a pair of wire strippers, a hammer, and a beer.
Remember those sweet, warm New England summers? Remember sipping lemonade underneath a shady tree? Remember when you hit that pedestrian with your car at the crosswalk and then just drove away? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Maybe I'm the problem. Nah, that doesn't even sound right. Stay woke in these streets.
This girl is checking me out.
No, she's not.
Oh, she's definitely smiling.
Wow, she's cute.
Right.
And smiling at the guy who just walked in.
Maybe it's her brother.
They are the same height. That is a long hug.
Maybe their father died. I mean...
Why would they be smiling?
Because they inherited money.
Okay.
How lucky am I?
Oh.
Why would they kiss?
Maybe he's trying to make you jealous.
Well, this is working.
Okay.
Now they're leaving
together.
What's that?
She's sending mixed signals. I'll give you that.
I cannot be with people who play games like this.
Very childish.
Dad, guess which is it? Is it NBA or NFL? 36 have been accused of spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud. 19 have been accused of writing bad checks. 117 have directly or indirectly been bankrupted at least 2 businesses. 3 have done time for assault. 71 cannot get a credit card due to their bad credit. 14 have been arrested on drug-related charges. 8 have been arrested for shoplifting. 21 currently are defendants in lawsuits. And how many of you think NBA? How many of you think NFL? Well, the answer is neither. It's the 435 members of the United States Congress.
John McGraw would stay in baseball for more than 40 years and become one of the game's greatest managers. But he never stopped fighting, never stopped savaging umpires, and was always willing to do just about anything to win.
Braves Country HD. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Anniversary this week of the George Brett Pine Tar incident. I saw that trending. I saw that yesterday or either last night or today. I want to make sure I got that in. First pitch on the way to Murphy is a slider on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Montas at 31 pitches. Hopefully they continue to work those counts. So the deal with Whit Merrifield is the 0-1, down and away, 1-1. When he came over to the team on Monday doing a ground ball exercise, he banged up his finger, and he says he could probably play second, but he couldn't play third, and he does have the ability to play third, if you're wondering, the 1-1, down and away, 2-1. Because making the throws would be really difficult because of basically has a stitch on his finger. He's hoping to be back this week, even before the weekend, in the series against the Mets. We'll have to see how that plays out. So a 2-1 count to Sean Murphy, batting .202 on the year. Right there at the knees, 95 on the outer edge, 2-2. Do kind of feel like the Braves missed a golden opportunity there. He really had Montas on the ropes, but hopefully they can continue to chip away. The 2-2. Montas kicks and fires. Down below the knees. Good take by Murphy. That was a close one. Definitely missed the zone, but that was a hard take. So that'll load up the count, 3-2. Nowhere to run nowhere to hide. The defense is back into the left for the Cincinnati Redlegs. The pitch from Montas. Swing, pops it back foul. 96-mile-an-hour fastball right down the pipe, fouled straight back. Looked like Murphy was expecting something down, just swung underneath it. The payoff pitch, swung on and hit on hard on the ground. Tadeli De La Cruz will see if he can handle it. 6-3 put out, one away. The Braves option Dylan Dodd back to AAA last night and brought up Alan Winans for the start. First pitch on the way to Orlando Arcia is right there at the knees, 95 miles an hour. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swung on, chopped over towards Serge. Kind of rolled down there. Barehanded play, and Orlando Arcia is going to be safe. That was going to be an almost impossible play by Marte. He had to charge, go quite a ways. By the time he picked it up, threw it. Even the slow-footed Arcia beat that out by well over a half step. First pitch on the way to Zach Short. I'm sure he wants to make up for that blunder in the field in the top of the first inning. That pitch misses down. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Montas brings it right there at the knees on the outer edge, 94 miles an hour, 1-1. So 1-1 count. On the bench today, you do have Merrifield. It appears that he would be available to possibly even pinch hit, but definitely pinch run. The 1-1 swung on. That ball's lifted high into right center field. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. A double by Zach, too short, and Orlando Arcia moves to third. Most other guys are probably crossing home plate, but we'll take it. Runners at second and third and one away. Zach Short trying to make up for that defensive gap. Fastball on the outer edge of the plate, and he went down and just stuck his foot in the ground and drove it toward the right center field gap. He goes shopping at the gap, and Arcia standing on third. If you're wanting to know the other moves that the Braves made, is the first pitch on the way to Kid Kelnick is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swung on, chopped up the middle. That's going to get through. That dribbles through, and here comes Arcia. Here comes Short, and your Atlanta Braves have cut this to a one-run lead. It's 4-3 in Atlanta. Good piece of hitting by Kelnick. 2 RBIs. Seeing eye single through the infield. With Zach Short speed, there was no chance of getting a play at the plate. So runner at first, one out. Benson got the ball and just threw it back into the infield to keep Kelnick from going first to second. Nacho Alvarez, who's 1 for 1, had a single in the first. Now batting 200 on his young career, the 0-1 to Nacho. Swing and a miss outside wide, it's 0-2. The 0-2. The pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3, 95 miles an hour. Blew him away up top to away. 2 down, and here comes Marcell Ozuna. He could change this game with one swing of the bat. You do wonder if Kelenic will try to move and get into scoring position, or if he'll stay put to leave that gap on the infield on the right side. Montas at 47 pitches. Here's 48. First pitch on the way. Slice towards right field. That ball's going to get up and over, but making a great leaping catch at the wall is Hines. My God, that was awkward looking, but he made the play. But out for your Atlanta Braves, put 2 on the board. We'll be back in a flash. It's 4-3 heading to the top of the third.
You come at the king, you best not miss.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by The Best Things in Life, which are still free with minimum purchase at participating dealers.
Nobody's got anything bad to say about Dustin Pedroia. Okay, if he didn't mention Dustin Pedroia, I wouldn't have said a word. But the fact that he mentioned Big Poppy in the steroid era, when you want to bring that clown, that joke of a player up, they broke a great player. Ted Williams was one of the greatest players ever. And the fact that you would bring the fact up that he broke his record after he's pumping steroids in his behind, I don't want to hear about it. You could have picked 10 better Red Sox than Big Poppy.
I like him. I'm a Red Sox fan.
Of course you like him. You like the Gators. You like Aerosmith. There's a lot of things you like that the rest of the world don't. I don't know much, but I know one thing. Billy Bills gets to show game ball today.
Armchair.
You're not sick tonight, are you? Good. Your tongue's going to be hanging out. Tell him to throw up on his own time.
You think about it. What is there in your life, besides your love of family maybe, that carries all the way through from almost your earliest recollections till the day you die, and you care about it in one way or another? There are very, very few things that make that list. We come to things at various times in our lives when we can comprehend them, when we have an interest in them. But we have a child's interest in baseball, in my case from the time I was 5. I can't imagine never having an interest in baseball. So it will be one of the few things in my life that I have cared about in one way or another all the way through.
Braves Country Radio, pull up a chair. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch to De La Cruz is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Down and in, changeup misses, 1-1. The 1-1 count. Yeah, that was an awkward but nifty catch by Hines of the ball. If he doesn't catch that, it's a tie game. The 1-1, right there at the knees, four-seam fastball, 1-2. Kelenic would have gotten on his horse, and that ball would have rattled off the wall. He was so close to it, probably would have shot past him. So Zuna may have made it as far as third, but he definitely would have been on second. The 1-2. Swung on, swatted back, foul. Do it again. Good old-fashioned barn burner so far. 4-3, the Reds lead, just the third inning. If you're just joining us, Cincinnati scored 4 in the first. Braves added 1 in the bottom of the first and 2 in the bottom of the second. That's where we stand, the 1-2. Swing! Fouls it straight back. So 1-2 count. Winans lifts that glove and brings it. Down and in, 2-2. He's missing with that bender, and it's going so far inside, there's just no way you're going to get De La Cruz to chase that. Wonder if he might go to that changeup on the outer edge again. The 2-2. Swung on, lifted high and deep, and that ball looks to be gone. It is. It's 5-3 Cincinnati. Ellie De La Cruz reached out there and grabbed the hanger. Looked like the slider on the outer edge, and he just bent it over the right field wall, and Cincinnati leads by 2 now. That was a bad spot. Just left it hanging out there, and Winnings already given up 5 runs. First pitch on the way to the number 4 hitter, Spencer Steer. It's right there for a strike. It's, Candelario, the designated hitter. It's 0-1. The 0-1. He struck out in the first inning. The pitch. Belted into right field, right at Duvall. He didn't have to move much. Caught it above his head, 1 away. One down. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back out of play. Spencer Steer. It's 0-1. Spencer Steer, his last time up, hit a triple and then came around to score on the error. The 0-1 pitch swung on. That ball's belted into the gap. That's going to get down for a base hit. And Rosario Cadillacs to the wall, gets the ball back in, and there's a runner at second and 1 out. Winnings just is not it. I don't know why they did not give Dylan Dodd the opportunity to start today. Winnings just, he's not a major league pitcher. So 1 on, 1 out. Pitch on the way, down and away. 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Inside. 1-1. Braves trail 5-3. Early on here, top of the third, the 2-0 pitch. Right there at the knees for a strike. Good changeup, 2-1. The 2-1 from Winnings. In the dirt, ball 3, 3-1. For those of y'all who may be wondering, Austin and Anna Riley welcomed in their second son, Bo Williams Riley, yesterday. The 3-1 pitch from Winnings. Swung on, chopped foul. Looked like it might have got a piece of his foot in between home and third. Full count. We expect him to be back for the Mets series. He may not be back till Friday, but we do expect him to be back by then. The payoff pitch, swung on, chopped again, just rolled it over. Change up on the outer edge. We'll do it again. If this wasn't a double header, I kind of think that they would have already probably started working someone up in the bullpen, but they're trying to get 4, maybe 5 innings out of Winnings before they have to go to the pen. He's making it difficult. The payoff pitch, inside, misses, ball 4. So Winnings will walk another one, and they'll head on down to first. Have first and second, 1 out. Could really use a double play here. is now Fraley comes to the plate. Fraley, 2-run home run in the first. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. It's 0-1. There have been 3 errors in the game already, 2 by Cincinnati, 1 by Atlanta. You can make the argument should have been 2 put on Atlanta so far, but home cooking on the books has it just 1. The 0-1 right inside misses, 1-1. 1-1 count. Winans has given up 5 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. The 1-1 swung on, pops it back foul. 1-2. On deck is Marte. Hines is in the hole. The 1-2 pitch swung on, chopped over to first. Olsen will step on the bag. Runners will move down to second and third, unfortunately. Thought he might try to throw down to second with the catcher running, but Olsen decided to take the easy play. Once he made the move to first and stepped on the bag, he really had no chance. Grant Holmes is warming up in the bullpen. So we talked about getting a guy in there to spell the next few innings. This may be the final inning for Winans, but you hope he can get out of it just trailing by 2. First pitch on the way to Marte is swung on and swatted back foul. Sliced it off the edge of the bat. It's 0-1. If you bring in Holmes, you figure he'll try to take you to the 6th. And then depending on if you have the lead or not, you go from there. The 0-1 hit hard into left field. That ball is going to get down. That's going to score 2. So Winans has spit the bit once again, and it is 7-3 Cincinnati. A bases clearing double for Marte. One of the worst offenses in baseball is putting it to Alan Winans. The only thing I can say for this is I hope this is the last time we ever see this bum, because he does not belong up on the biggest stage. This is essentially exactly what the Mets did to him when we saw him back in April. Just used him for batting practice. 7-3 your score. Winans is heading to the showers, but too little, too late. Here comes Grant Holmes to try to slam the door. We'll be back in a flash.
Guys, is your wife one of them women that can take a simple text and make you an evil person out of it? She texted me today and she was like, hey, for our birthday week this summer, I rented a cabin up in the mountains. And I read that and I was like, oh, that's awful sweet, her. I was busy, I was working, I just texted back and I said, okay, sounds good. Well, as soon as I stuck my phone down in my pants pocket, bing, it hit again. I look at it and it says they got a pavilion up there. They play music out on Saturday night. We might want to go to that. So I just texted back, okay, sounds good. Pow, stick that phone back in the pocket. As soon as it hits the bottom of my pocket, bing, get it out and I look at it and it says you don't have to dress up. We can dress up if you want to. I'm going to leave that up to you. What do you think? Whatever you want to do, babe, be just fine with me. Sounds good. Bam, put my phone back in my pocket. About a minute goes by. It goes off. I get it out, look at it, and it says, well, if you don't want to go, you just tell me and I'll cancel it.
The winning run of Ozzie Albies. He got a pretty good jump. Flew under the tag in Atlanta. A single could win this game. Austin Riley stands at the plate. Here's the swung on, and it is roped down the line. It's going to rattle around, and oh, baby boy, here comes Ozzie Albies. He's going to score. The Braves walk it off in fine fashion. Oh, my word, the first pitch, and it is absolutely Scooby-Doo down the line.
That's so interesting that it would come out 90 feet. That somebody sat down, Mr. Cartwright or whoever, and said, hey, it ought to be 90 feet. It just sounded like a logical number. The fact of the matter is, in retrospect, if it were 88 feet, the game would be very different. Think of the plays at first base.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Grant Holmes is swung on and hit high and deep, going back on the track up against the wall. Adam Duvall will make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But not before Alan Winans has spit the bed. He's given up 7 runs. Braves will try to climb back into it. We'll grab the bats.
House cat flu is coming, people. The Center for Disease Disinformation predicts with some degree of probability that the house cat flu might spread in the following hypothetical outbreak pattern. Mild thirst, occasional hunger, tiredness at night.
Are you pro or con against the bat flip? Just the overall celebration.
I'm right there in the middle. I'm not going to take either side. I'm more against it, I guess. But if a pitcher is going to be out there dancing and running his mouth, and you get a home run off him, I'm completely okay with a bat flip. Screw you, buddy.
Well, I for one want to get a Papelbon jersey because anyone that chokes out Bryce Harper, man. I am Team Papelbon.
Armchair.
I hear these fools on TV talking about defund the police and things like that. We need police reform and prison reform and things like that. So that notion they keep saying that, I'm like, wait a minute, we just going to leave, who are people supposed to call? Ghostbusters when we have crime in our neighborhoods?
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
The local paper did a 50-year anniversary thing, and there was a reprint of a game that he had played in 1892, and it said Watts. His name was Fred Watts, shortstop, and he had 2 hits. And I thought, my grandfather played baseball in 1892. So it's part of your existence. It's part of our heritage.
Welcome back. First pitch to Matt Olson is up top for a ball. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup. Pitch on the way, outside wide, 1-1. Unless he is on the visitor's mound, I never want to see Alan Winans on the bump ever again. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, Olson. Good Lord, what are you swinging at, son? It's 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Braves trail 7-3. Still a long way to go, and they put it on Montas so far. But you can't keep giving up runs. The 1-2 pitch. Swing. That ball's hit hard into right field, but now that's going to get down for a base hit. How about that? Ball that was hit right into the teeth of the defense. Kind of misplayed by Hines out there. Got all over on him quick. He didn't know whether to come in or go back. And a little bit of a handcuff job there. Drops right in front of his feet for a leadoff single. Righty-righty matchup as Duvall comes to the plate. First pitch on the way. Swung on, chopped foul down the line. It's 0-1. You got to figure what they're planning with Holmes here is he'll try to spell you to around the 6th inning. And then if they're still trailing, you'll probably see Jesse Chavez. If they've climbed back into it, then you'll probably see them go a different direction. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Swung on, that ball sliced off the glove of a diving first baseman, Steer, and Olson will go first to third. And we got runners on the corners. Nobody out. Eddie Rosario coming to the plate. Remember, Eddie just missed a 3-run home run his first time up. Chip our way back into this, trailing by 4. Montas at 54 pitches. Remember that? We're in the bottom of the third and there's no outs. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way for Montas. Outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. We took the sign down quite a bit ago, but didn't get a chance to play the sound because we were at break. Thanks for smashing that like. The 1-0 is outside wide, 2-0. Get up over that century mark. Appreciate everyone doing their part. Hitting that like. If you haven't already subscribed today. If you're not a Braves Country Club member, what are you waiting on? Runners on the corners, nobody out. The 2-0 pitch. Swing, pops it up high and deep into center field. This should be enough to get Olsen home. It will. He'll trot home with these. The throw will come back into the infield. You know, I think if Duvall's tagging and not going halfway, he probably gets to second. Because Benson, who does not have a great arm, caught it, spun around, just kind of flipped it in. Though he got it on the one hopper, it wasn't a hard throw. We'll never know, as Duvall was playing the odds that the ball might get down. So Braves trail now just by 3. Sean Murphy comes to the plate. The first pitch swung on. That ball is sliced into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. And your Atlanta Braves got something cooking here. First and second, 1 out. Orlando Arcia coming to the plate. Arcia is 1 for 1 on the day. Remember, he scored his first time up as well. First pitch on the way, swung on and fouled down the line. It's 0-1. Arcia reached on an infield single, come around to score. Standing on deck is the red-hot Zach Short, who's 1 for 1 with the double. He scored a run. The 0-1 to Arcia. Inside, 1-1. Montas. That was his 60th pitch. First and second, 1 out. 7-4 your score, the pitch. Swing, and that ball sliced into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Duvall had to hold because he didn't know if that ball was going to get through. So because of that, the bases are loaded with 1 out. Zach Short coming to the plate. He was just under halfway to the bag when the ball went towards the outfield. He had to kind of stay put. They're going to talk to Montas. 61 pitches in, has already given up 4 runs. You think we're raising Cain about winnings. Can only imagine what Reds country's thinking about Montas right now. Well, they do that on this date in 1925. Lou Gehrig's grand slam is the difference in the Yankees' 11-7 victory over the Washington Senators. The New York first baseman's grand slam is the first of a record 23 grand slams he will hit in his 17-year career, a mark only A-Rod surpassed. So, for all intents and purposes, Lou Gehrig still holds it. Zach Short comes to the plate, bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch, down and away, 1-0. The 1-0, bases loaded. Pitch on the way from Montas. Swing, chops foul, down the line, 1-1. Tying run stands on first. Zach Short, his first time up, drilled a double into the gap. Take one of those again. The 1-1 pitch. Swing. Chops it foul again. 1-2. Top of the order. Jared Kelenic stands on deck. If they can keep it going, Nacho Alvarez is in the hole. Philly and the Twins, they're just underway. It's 0-0 in the second. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Zach Short down on strikes. Chased up top. Might have chased one a bit out of the zone, but one of those borderline pitches probably too close to take. It's 2 down. It's up to Kelenic to try to get a couple more of these runs home. Love to get anything. At least get one more across. First pitch on the way. Fisted foul back behind home plate. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Cutter inside. 0-2. Kelenic batting just .214 lifetime with the bases loaded. He is 1 for 1. The 0-2 pitch. Swing. Fouls it back. They're really busting him inside. See if they might be setting him up for something else. They've come inside on 3 consecutive pitches, all with the hard stuff. Kelenic walked his first time up, then singled to center. A 2 RBI single. The 0-2 to Kelenic. They set up high. Swung on. Pops it back foul down the line. Will it stay in play? Giving chase. Making the catch. Is Marte in foul territory in that and in the inning. Braves out a run, but that's it. We trail by 3 heading to the 4th here in Atlanta.
I gained and lost 60 pounds in 3 months.
Wow, that's almost impossible.
Well, first of all, through God, all things are possible, so jot that down.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac Magee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Please like and subscribe today. It's free, and it helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
I know I'm going to get some hate for this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Why aren't modern day mothers mothering like the mothers back in the day? Let's take Grandma's purse, for example. Grandma's purse was like a Swiss Army knife. It had all of your wants, needs, and desires for travel. Grandma had actual peppermints. She had Halls in her purse. She had water in her purse. She even had snacks in her bag. She also had her pop stick for when y'all acting up during service. Yeah, Grandma's purse was a place of refuge. Nowadays, y'all spend $10,000 on the purse and can't even fit a pack of gum in it.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of holding your dad's hand, walking through that dark tunnel, and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Grant Holmes goes back to work. First pitch on the way is swung on and swatted foul down the line. It's 0-1.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
Righty-lefty matchup versus Will Benson. The 0-1 swing and a miss. It's 0-2. It's a good point, CB. I would have liked to have seen Darius Vines get a shot. The 0-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3. Kenny Powers up there firing bullets. 1 away. One down. righty-righty matchup as we go back to the top of the order. First pitch on the way from Jonathan India is a swing and a foul down the line strike. It's 0-1. India, one of the few folks today who's 0 for. He's 0 for 2. The pitch, outside wide, 1-1. Grounded out to second to lead off the game and then grounded out to short his last time up. The 1-1. Swung on, fisted, foul. A little bit of a hanging slider, got away with it, 1-2. Braves have only 2 guys who have not gotten a base hit today. Marcelo Zuna and Eddie Rosario. Though they both have RBIs. The Reds, as the 1-2 pitch from Holmes, lets her go. Outside wide, 2-2. India, Candelario, Hines, and Benson are all coming in 0-2. The 2-2, swing, pops it up, high in the sky. Can of corn, infield grass. Who wants it? Arcia gets it. 2 away. Two down. Grant Holmes just 9 pitches in. He'll face Ellie De La Cruz, who's 2 for 2 with a homer. First pitch on the way, swatted over towards the right side, and it goes in between, just past Olson, bounces over the glove of Zach Short, and it'll be a single, but I guarantee you Short will tell you he should have made the play. Just got over his glove. The problem is with Olson chasing, even if Short gets that ball, I don't think he's going to get Ellie because he would have beaten Holmes to the bag, not to mention having to get a throw over there. 1 on, 2 out. Curveball's down and into Candelario. It's 0-1. Or 1-0, excuse me. Candelario 0 for 2 with the strikeout and a line out. The 1-0. Turns around and flips it over there to first to keep Ellie close by. The 1-0 from Holmes. Swing and a miss. Runner goes. Did they get him? Looks like he just got under the bag. De La Cruz with another stolen base. We know he can fly. He doesn't get the greatest of jumps, but he can absolutely fly once he gets his wheels going. It's a really close play, but I do believe he just got underneath it. Yeah, he just got there. They're taking a look to see if they may want to challenge it, but I don't think they will. They do not. 1-1 pitch, swung on, chopped foul off the plate, 1-2. Candelario ex Chicago Cub. Pretty good hitting. He played corner infield. He can even play corner outfield if need be. They just prefer to have him at first or third. The 1-2 in the dirt. Ball gets away. Where in the world does it go? Ellie may score. My God, it took him forever to find the ball. Murphy finally corrals it behind home plate. Holmes covering home to make sure Ellie doesn't go second to home. The ball shot out and kicked away. Thought maybe at first it got a piece of Candelario, but evidently it did not. Don't know what Weiss is on the phone to check, maybe to see if the ball... Oh, they did say it hit him, so Ellie will head back to second, And it's runners on first and second, 2 outs. My mistake, the way they were doing the cameras. So the ball did hit him, and so it was a dead ball, so Ellie could not advance. First and second, 2 outs. The 1-0 pitch swing. That ball's hammered into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. At least one run will score. It's 8-4. We'll see if they send Candelario. They do. Here comes the throw from Arcia, and for some reason, Holmes was trying to cut it off, so no chance of getting the runner. It's 9-4. The hell was that? Jeez. His only chance to get it would to get Noodle Arm to get it to Arcia, and then Arcia fires it home. I don't think they would have gotten him anyways. But Steer had already gotten to second base. There was no real point of cutting that off. He almost caused a disaster. So 2 runs across. Braves trail by 5 once again. The first pitch on the way. Swung on. Foul back out of play. It's 0-1. This game has a feel of like a 14-12 final. Stevenson stands in. Walked his last time up. The 0-1 swing and fouls it away. Got a piece of Murphy. It's 0-2. Stevenson walked his first 2 times up. If Holmes starts to struggle, he's just going to have to hang in there because there's just nothing we can go to at this point. He's got to at least get you through the 5th, if not the 6th. You want to give you a decent chance to at least split the doubleheader. And tonight you got Chris Sale on the mound against Martinez. That's a pretty good advantage there. The 0-2 swung on, chopped over towards third, foul. We'll do it again. Braves trail by 5. But have already scored 4 runs. They've scored in every single one of the innings so far. The 0-2, did he go around? He did not. Curveball in the dirt, 1-2. We'll have the top of the order, the heart of the order due up to start the bottom of the 4th. The 1-2 from Holmes. Swing, fouls it away. Do it again. The 1-2 count. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Holmes gets out of it. But not before the Reds put a couple more on the board. We're in an old-fashioned shootout. We'll be back in a flash. Our turn to grab the sticks.
Everybody's attention for 1 minute. Here's something I need to say to everybody. I like fat women, and they like me. Anybody got a problem with that? Anybody? Big girls need love too, baby.
Well, hey there, pal. First draft?
How can you tell?
Look, there's a few things you're going to want to know. Kickers go fast. You're going to take one early. And don't worry about running backs. You can always trade for one later.
Cool, thanks.
And one more thing. It's good to have you here. You're my friend.
Armchair.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Almost Good Beer. Remember, Ed's Almost Good Beer was brewed in God's country when God wasn't looking.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
Everybody had a team. At Orting, Washington, the Fats took on the Leans. In Kansas, crowds watched the Mother Hubbards, men playing in women's clothing. Under guard at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, Geronimo's Chiricahua Apaches played ball against the U.S. Army and won. At some games, a keg of beer stood just to the side of third base for encouragement. Any man who made it to third was entitled to a dipperful.
Pittsburgh's all over the Redbirds right now. It's 5-0 Pirates. As we head to the bottom of the fourth inning, high-scoring game. See if it continues. Montas back out there to go to work because they lead by 5, so they're going to see if they can get it some more out of him. He's had a rough go in his own right. Frankie Montas so far, 3 innings, 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Nacho Alvarez leads us off, and he'll take the first pitch, 95 miles an hour out wide for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing, slaps it back foul. 0-2. An 0-2 count. Nacho Alvarez playing third base today. Second the other day, but he is a shortstop by trait. The 0-2 to Nacho. Up top, 95 misses. 1-2. Nacho Alvarez is from Fontana, California. Ignacio Alvarez Jr. is his actual name, but he's gone by Nacho pretty much his whole life. The 1-2. Swing. That ball's hammered down the third base side, but caught on a line drive by Marte. Just inches away from extra bases. 1 away. That ball was smoked. But a nifty play over there by Marte. Stuck with it. Nacho is just 5'11", 190 pounds. Marcell Ozuna comes to the plate. He's over. First pitch on the way. Inside for a strike. It's 0-1. You really don't expect the Braves to have 4 runs on the board through 3 innings and Marcell Ozuna have nothing to do with it. He did have an RBI on that 0-4 with the fielder's choice. The 0-1. Down below the knees. 1-1. The only one who really had a lot of at-bats, per se, coming into today against Montas was Kid Kelnick. He was 2 for 7 lifetime. Most of these guys had never seen him before. Considering how hard they've hit him, that's kind of surprising. The 1-1. Swing! Slices back foul. 1-2. Came in with the heater inside. Hey, one thing about Frankie Montas. Over the last few years, he has put on some LBs. He's registering at 255. I'd say he's a little north of that. But when he first came up, he was a slender right-hander. The 1-2. Up top, misses high. 2-2. No idea if that's why his ERA is north of 5, but you do wonder. I was surprised when I saw him hit the mound today. I was like, man, that is not the guy I remember out in Oakland just a few years ago. The 2-2. Lets her go. Swing. That ball's fouled back. 97 on the outer edge. 2-2 count. Montas now 31 years old. Out of the DR. He originally came in with the White Sox in 2015 as the 2-2 pitch is swatted foul down the right field line again. We'll do it again. We went over to Oakland and pitched pretty well for the A's in 2018 and 2019. Was traded over to the and 2021 for that matter. Straight over to the Yankees in 22 is the 2-2. Down below the knees, 3-2. So a full count. Marcell Ozuna's worked it back. Standing on deck is Matt Olson. Braves trail by 5, but still a long way to go in a high-scoring game that's already played at 13. The 3-2. Caught, looking, strike 3. Not sure what Ozuna was doing there, but he fell asleep at the wheel, 2 away. .96 on the outer black, just typically Ozuna, and Ozuna knew it. It's one of those things that he was looking for something totally different and caught him by surprise. First pitch to Olson, 95 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. 13 runs across, Braves trail by 5. Still a long way to go in this one. The 0-1 to Olson. Swing, chops it through the middle, and that's another base hit. The Atlanta Braves, who have scored every inning so far, got 1 on, 2 out. Maybe Adam Duvall can get into one. Looking at the expected radar tonight, I'm a little surprised that they don't just go ahead and say, let's do this a traditional doubleheader, because they would have time to squeeze the game in. First pitch on the way to Duvall. 4-seam fastball at the knees. It's 0-1. They're calling for rain tonight. The game's supposed to start at 6:05. Light rain is expected in that hour. And rain all the way through the night is the 0-1. Swung on, bang, foul down the line, 0-2. I'm hoping there's something that they know in the radar that we don't see. They got a better chance of getting this game in than it looks like. But if we're not going to be able to get it in, I don't even want to start the game, because I'd rather save Sale for Thursday night. The 0-2, swing and a miss up top. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Braves fail to score for the first time today. They trail by 5. We'll be back in a flash.
I was in the pool! I was in the pool! Bobby Bowden, you're the coach for me. Bobby Bowden, we stay in Tallahassee. Them Gator fans used to joke and clown when Florida State would come to town. But they stopped laughing.
There are quite a few people here whose lives have somewhat changed overnight. They have blown up. They've got brand deals and money just being thrown at them left and right. And with that success, oftentimes they are accused of changing and selling out. And I want to be very clear about the type of person I am and will always be, because if and when that day comes, I want people to know that it has always been my goal to sell out, and you won't be able to talk to me, peasant. Anyway, still don't have a job.
Armchair.
That is a Dave & Buster's Power Card.
Yes. Now, does your Dave & Buster's card work at any other similar establishments, like, say, TGI Fridays?
Mine does not.
No, it doesn't.
Believe me, I've tried it. Several locations.
Okay, well, yeah, because if you recall, I've actually been with you on many of those occasions where you've tried.
Right.
By the spring of 1861, there were 62 member clubs in the National Association of Baseball Players. Free blacks in northern cities had established their own teams. And Henry Chadwick was trying to start a baseball club in Richmond, Virginia, when the new season was suddenly interrupted.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. You know, here's the other kicker. What we were talking about with the weather. If that front continues to go in the way they're predicting it, as the first pitch on the way from Holmes is outside for a ball to Fraley, it's 1-0. It's going to be really difficult for them to get out of Atlanta and get a flight into New York tonight after the game. The 1-0, down and in, 2-0. Whoever made the decision yesterday to keep this as a split doubleheader, I don't think they even consulted one single weatherman. The 2-0 pitch swung on, dropped into left center field for a leadoff single for the Reds. And here we go again. Braves trail 9-4, top of the fifth. Man, oh man alive. Runner at first, nobody out. First pitch on the way. Fastball right there on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Four-seam fastball. The 0-1. Comes set, kicks and fires. Fouls it away, 0-2. Grant Holmes giving up 2 runs here. Out of town scoreboard looks like this. The Pirates lead the Cardinals 5-0, so that's good news for the Braves. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the fastball. High cheese, top of the plate. 1 away. Phillies and Twins, it's 1-0 Minnesota in the third. Brewers and Cubs are about to begin. Red Sox and Rockies at 3:10. Astros and A's, 3:37 first pitch. Hunter Brown on the mound versus J.P. Sears. First pitch to Hines is outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Angels and Mariners will also play at 3:40. The rest of the action is tonight. Flip it over to first real quick to keep the runner close by. 1 on, 1 out. Tigers and Guardians 6:40 tonight. The Orioles play the Marlins at 6:40. Padres and Nationals 6:45, and Mets and Yankees 7:05. The 1-0 pops it up high. Foul territory. Olsen bends over and makes the catch. Just past the first base dugout, 2 down. Rays and Blue Jays, 7:07 first pitch. Rangers and White Sox, 8:05. Diamondbacks are at the Royals at 8:10. And then at 10:10 tonight, if you're up, first pitch on the way to Will Benson is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. Robbie Ray. You remember Robbie Ray? He's been a Cy Young finalist. He is going to make his debut from Tommy John surgery from 2 years ago. Is the 0-1 chopped foul behind home plate. 0-2. He's going head-to-head with Tyler Glasnow of the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium, so they're throwing him to the Wolves immediately. Benson's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Holmes turns around and fires it over to first. Kind of telegraphs his move to first. I believe he's got a quicker move than that. That should be interesting to see how far Ray can go tonight against the Dodgers. The 0-2. Runner goes, fires it down to second, and they're going to say that he's underneath the tag, and another stolen base on Murphy. Teams are just running at will on both the Braves catchers. So the one thing we were always told was that Murphy was going to be this defensive. I just haven't seen it. Fraley just got underneath it. First pitch, the 1-2 pitch on the way to Benson, swung on. That ball bangs into Benson. Fouls it off from his leg, I believe. He is hopping mad, literally hopping, and he's mad. The ball got a piece of him. I don't know if that was his knee or his... whatever it was, he started punching the ground because of it. It's a good way to break your wrist because you're mad at your injured leg. Ooh, I think that got him on the shin. Ouch. He's got a guard there. Yeah, it got him right on the shin bone. Oof. He may be okay, but he's definitely going to feel that when he gets out of bed tomorrow. My goodness, that's got to hurt. He's walking around, appears to be okay. So must not have got him dead on. Must have just, kind of hit him on the side. Man, oh man. That has to hurt. So they'll give him time to kind of fight that off, as I'm sure his leg is barking at him. Runner at second. A 1-2 count from Holmes. Holmes comes set. Deals it to Benson. Swing, chops it foul again. Grant Holmes at 35 pitches. I think the real question would be, do they continue with Holmes, or do they just mail it in as the 1-2's in the dirt, almost gets him? Murphy blocks it, 2-2. If you leave him out much longer, you won't be able to use him until deep into the Mets series, Saturday at the very earliest. The 2-2. Swing. Chops it foul down the line. We'll do it again. Top of the fifth inning. 2 outs. A 2-2 count from Holmes. Down below the knees. Four-seam fastball misses. Full count. Tonight, Chris Sale due to go up against Nick Martinez. The payoff pitch. Swing. Pops it up high and deep. Will the stadium hold it? It will. Making the catch at the warning track is Jared Kelenic, and that'll end the inning. Braves grab the bats, trail by 5. We'll be back in a flash.
What do you want Santa to bring you for Christmas?
Chicken nuggets.
No, toys. What kind of toys?
I don't want a toy.
What? You just want chicken nuggets?
Yeah.
Hey, does Tay Diggs follow you on Twitter?
No, but Kraft Singles does.
Tim Tebow. He circumcises kids in Vietnam or something.
Philippines, I believe.
Thank you. Sorry.
That seems like a hobby.
It feels like it should be illegal.
You're making this
I'm
up.
not making this up.
Dead ass, dude.
And they said he also assisted in a few dental operations over there. So, I mean, it's just the Wild West.
But it's like, out of all the things they need, they're like, Tim, should you give them money? He's like, no. What else? What about, like, food? He's like, keep going. They'll get that. Oh, these kids are on the circumcision. What did you say?
Poor Tebow.
Poor Filipino kid. Can we get a doctor in here?
Hey, can I tell you one thing? That's 3 holding penalties on one football team in a quarter and a half. That ain't funny.
I was today years old when I found out people don't like gingers. Are you?
Oh, well, hold on now, sister. That was a hard R. That R was pretty hard on that. We usually say with an A. And usually only my fellow red can say it, so no suspect if you ask me.
Virginia, April 3rd, 1862. It is astonishing how indifferent a person can become to danger. The report of musketry is heard but a very little distance from us. Yet over there on the other side of the road is most of our company playing bat ball. And perhaps in less than half an hour, they may be called to play a ball game of a more serious nature. Frederick Fairfax, 5th Ohio Infantry.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country baseball. Braves head here to the bottom of the 5th inning. Trailing by 5. Eddie Rosario will lead us off. Montas back out there. First pitch on the way. 94 at the knees. It's 0-1. Montas trying to get through this inning to qualify for the win. The Braves have hit him hard, though. The 0-1. Swing, fouls it back. 0-2. Murphy on deck, Arcia in the hole. The 0-2 for Montas. Kicks and fires. Swing, pops it up high in the sky. Shallow left field, coming in, making the easy catch is Fraley, one away. I think Rosario is one of those ones, and fans don't want to hear it, but he's got to be one of the ones that goes. He doesn't bring anything to you defensively. Yeah, he got the 2 home runs, but if you know how to pitch Rosario, he's not going to do anything for you in the playoffs. He's just going to be an easy out over and over again because he can't lay off the high fastball, and what's worse, he can't hit the high fastball. Sean Murphy stands in. First pitch on the ways, down and away for a strike. Outside, getting the call. It's 0-1. On this date, 1962, the first telecast of a Major League via satellite ball game includes a portion of the Cubs' 4-3 victory over the Phillies from Wrigley Field. The 0-1 swung on. That ball's rifled down the left field line. That is a fair ball. And Sean Murphy, because it deflected off the third baseman Marte, will be stuck to a single. He doesn't get a piece of that. That thing's going to rattle around in the corner. Fraley's able to cut it off. We've got 1 on, 1 out here to get us going here in the 5th. Chicago broadcaster in that date, 1962, Jack Brickhouse, provides the play-by-play of the Telstar Communications transmission of the first broadcast Major League satellite game. First pitch to RC is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. It's pretty cool. I did not realize that they were doing satellite games as early as 1962. The 1-0. Down below the knees. Slider misses. 2-0. Got to figure the Reds are going to be quick to go to the pen at this point. Nursing a 5-run lead. That was a hard hit ball by Murphy. The 2-0. Down below the knees. Ball 3, 3-0. So a 3-0 count. Montas at 94 pitches. Runner at first, 1 out, the 3-0 pitch. Down below the knees, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk after the ball gets scorched off the bat of Smurf. That looks like that's going to be about it. They're going out there to at least talk to Montas. They got a lefty warming up in the pen. They may be going out there to buy time. It looks like with what they're doing. They're going out there to buy time, one last go around so the lefty can come in to face Kid Kelnick, who stands on deck. Thought that was David Bell, but that is not. Going out there to talk to him. That's the pitching coach, DJ, and he goes out there to just have a real quick talk with Montas, basically just buying time for the lefty to get warmed up. So I think come hell or high water, this is the last at bat, the last batter that Montas will face unless he can get a double play here. He won't be able to qualify for the win. Zach Short is your batter. He's 1 for 2 with the double. The first pitch, down below the knees. It's 1-0. On this date, 1955, Joe DiMaggio, who retired after 13 seasons with the Yankees with a .325 batting average, is inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The 1-0 for Montas. Lets her go. Just grabs the bottom of the zone. 1-1. The greatest living ball player, known at the time, a title officially bestowed on Jolton Joe by a poll of Major League Baseball writers in 1969, is elected to the Writers Hall of Fame in the 4th year of his ballot. The 1-1 down below the knees, 2-1. Can you imagine today if Jolton Joe DiMaggio took 4 years to get into the Hall of Fame? they'd be losing their mind on social media and whatnot. The 2-1 to short. Montas delivers. Swing, fouls it back 2-2. Deuces wild here in the bottom of the fifth. 2 on. A 2-2 count. The second baseman, Zach Short. 1 out. Kelenic stands on deck. Montas looks back the runner at second, and he brings it. Way outside wide. Ball 3-2. So a full count to Zach Short. Remember, the Braves had the bases loaded just a couple innings ago and could not get anything going here. Short trying to find his way on any way he can. The payoff pitch. 2 on. Here it comes. Outside wide, ball 4. And Zach Short, too short. We'll head on down to first, and the bases are juiced. 1 out. They're going to go to the pen. We'll take the break with them. When we come back, the top of the order coming to the plate with the bases full of bravos.
All right, those first 2 were high and tight. So what do you think the next one's going to be? Either low and away or in my ear. He's not going to want to load the bases, so look for low and away. But watch out for in your ear.
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Honest Ed's Used Cars, where every car we sell is backed by an ironclad guarantee that is so complete and comprehensive that we really don't see any need to put it in writing. And remember Honest Ed's motto, if any used car dealer anywhere in the country says he can sell you the same car cheaper than we will, then he's even a bigger liar than I am. And remember, if you'd like to learn one of life's most valuable secrets, just send $20 to the announcer in care of this station.
Armchair.
For all you beginners out there, chip and putt. Everybody in golf that plays on a professional level can hit a driver. They can hit a 5-iron. They can hit a 6-iron. But it's 125, 150 yards in. That means a lot. Nobody ever talks about it. No guy that wins a golf tournament ever talks about, well, I hit that wedge from out of the rough from 122 yards and knocked it like this, got a gimme or whatever. But golf is all about 150 yards.
Soldiers in both armies played ball whenever and wherever they could, just like boys, one of them remembered.
If there was any transforming incident in the history of baseball, as in the history of this country, it was the Civil War. Play in the 1840s and 50s was not for the middle class. It was not for the working class. It was reserved for so-called gentlemen. Play became democratic when it became portable. It became a people's game.
Ducks all over the pond. Sam Moll's going to come in with a 2.7 ERA. Southpaw set to face Kelenic. Bases loaded. 1 out. Kid Kelenic stands at the plate. First pitch on the way. Swing. That ball's chopped down the first base side. Just foul. It's 0-1. The tying run now stands on deck. Still a long way to go in this one. We're just getting into the Cincinnati bullpen. The 0-1. They set up high, kick and fire. Swing, chops it again. Jams him tight. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Standing on deck is Nacho Alvarez. Bases are loaded. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Kelenic looked lost up there, 2 away. 2 down, and Nacho Alvarez will come to the plate. So you'll have a lefty-righty matchup. On this date in 2000, the Big Red Machine rolls into Cooperstown, delivering first baseman Tony Perez, manager Sparky Anderson, and Reds announcer Marty Brennan. Into the Baseball Hall of Fame, as the first pitch on the way to Nacho's outside wide, called for a bad wide strike by Marvin Hudson. He's done a terrible job behind there today. It's 0-1. Along with 1975 Red Sox rival Carlton Fisk, they all go into the Hall of Fame on this date in 2000. The 0-1, that one is well outside wide. Not even Hudson can call that a strike. It's 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Bases loaded. The pitch. Swing. Pops it back foul. Four-seam fastball. 1-2. Braves trail by 5, but this has been a high-scoring game, so it's not as outlandish as one might think to come back in this one. Just starting to get into that Reds bullpen. Time is called real quick. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nacho blown away with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. That'll end the inning. The Braves had the bases loaded again. Can't come up with the big hit. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
You're a cop, huh?
No, what I am, Sonny, is about 50 pounds heavier and one hell of a lot meaner, so you better straighten up your act. I don't think I like it.
Fatigue makes cowards of us all. You can't play fatigued. Therefore, it's up to you to be in prime physical condition. I can't put you in physical condition. I can start you. You've got to keep yourself in prime physical condition because a fatigued player is a coward. He can't go 100%.
You've got the winning run on second base. You've got 3 very good outfielders ready to deploy their arms. A very good base runner in Dansby Swanson, one of the best closers to ever do it in the postseason on the hill, and Eddie Rosario, who is 3 for 4. He stands at the plate, and you can't pitch around him because Freddie Freeman, though he's been a little cold, stands on deck. So let's do it. Here's the first pitch from Jansen. He does that little shimmy on the mound, winds up, and the first pitch is swung on, and it is rifle neck up the middle. It's going to score. It's going to, Dansby Swanson's going to come around. It came off the glove. The Braves win. The Braves win. The Braves win.
It is the American game. That's just what it is. And actually, it makes you, I'm 81, but I can feel like I'm 15 when I'm talking baseball. I'm watching baseball. This is it. It does this. It can do this to any man. It brings you back.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves have put 4 on the board. The trail by 5 is Alan Winans. Well, I think that's the last we'll see of him. First pitch on the way from Grant Holmes is outside, swung on and fouled back. It's 0-1. Holmes back out there on the bump for another inning work, trying to get us through the 6th. The 0-1. Misses outside, 1-1. A 1-1 count. .88-mile-an-hour slider just grabs the outer edge for a strike, 1-2. Minnesota leading Philadelphia 1-0 in the 4th, and they're threatening. They got runners on the corners and 1 out. They got Aaron Nola on the ropes. Pirates all over the Redbirds, 5-0. The 1-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. Good pitch by Holmes, 1 away. You got to expect Jesse Chavez would be next up out of that pen. The first pitch on the way to Ellie De La Cruz is swung on, foul back. It's 0-1. De La Cruz is 3 for 3 on the day with the home run. It would either be him or Bummer they would bring in for the 7th inning. The 0-1, outside wide 1-1. You may see some version. You would think that what they're going to try to do if this score continues for us to be upside down on, they're going to save Minter. They're going to save Eyeglasses as the curveball swung on and missed. 1-2. They would probably try to save Jimenez, but if the Braves were to get back in this game and get the lead or tie it, you might see one of those appear in the late innings. The 1-2. Caught looking strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. He'll have the seat. He doesn't believe it. That curveball got him.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
It's a nasty curveball. Grab that zone. Ellie will grab a seat. Candelario comes to the plate. First pitch, 93 inside. Looked like he went around. Third base umpire Nick Marley said he did not. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Inside, down and in, 2-0. Looking at some of the pitching matchups tonight, Yankees will send Garrett Cole to the mound to face the Mets and Sean Manaea. Should be a pretty good one. The 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1. You talked about the Robbie Ray and Glasnow pitching match. That's the most intriguing one of the night. Arizona and Kansas City is the 2-1 in the dirt, 3-1. Michael Walker versus Ryan Nelson. It's not a terrible pitching matchup. Jack Flaherty is on the mound versus Tanner Bibby in the Detroit-Cleveland game. That's at 6:40. Luis Castillo's on the mound today at 3:40. The 3-1 pitch, swung on, lifted high, not very deep, coming underneath it, making the catch is Eddie Rosario, and that'll end the inning. That'll probably do it for Grant Holmes. He had a pretty good outing. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I play real sports, not trying to be the best at exercising. I'm Teddy Powers! I'm the man who has the ball, so that is why I am better than everyone in the world.
I'm going to let you guys do what you guys got to do. Don't worry about me. I'm just going to go home, make a little macaroni and cheese, seal the window, and turn on the gas.
Bro, Blake, play for the love of the game, man. What's wrong with you, bro? Money should not be a thing. Yeah, man, I gotta get my money. I'm not playing unless I get mine.
Armchair.
Yeah, my mama got into it last night. But anyway, so she said, go stay with your auntie then since you like her so much. So anyway, but that's another story. I tell you about it.
How old is your mama?
46.
How old are you?
31. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing, shout. Right. My auntie, what? And my grandma 56. Look, shout it.
How's your great grandmama?
62. Look, shout it, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Your great grandma still living?
Yeah, she's 79. Look, shout it, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Look, we don't know what the world is going to be like in 50 years. We could all have been wiped out from disease or the flu.
So, what's your suggestion?
I don't know. I'm just scared.
We were playing ball between the lines near Alexandria, Texas, when suddenly there came a scattering fire of which the three outfielders caught the brunt. The center field was hit and was captured. The left and right field managed to get back into our lines. The rebel attack was repelled without serious difficulty, but we had lost not only our center field, but the only baseball in Alexandria, Texas.
Pull up a chair. Your home. Braves Country Radio. The classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. For you Reds fans, we went to a pretty interesting article this morning. It says that the Reds are not ready to pull the trigger yet, but they are shopping around some of their players to sell at the deadline. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is outside wide for a bad strike call by Hudson. And Ozuna lets him know about it, turning his head in disgust. It's 0-1. Sims on the mound. Righty-righty matchup, the 0-1 away, and that one was probably a little closer, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Ozuna, 0 for 3, takes a swing at the 1-1 pitch. Nowhere near it, 1-2. Sims would probably be one that they would definitely be trying to move at the deadline. Doesn't appear they're going to be buyers, which surprised me a little bit because they're still in the wild card hunt. The 1-2 swung on, lifted into center field, and to let get down, it will not. Benson comes in, makes the catch. It was on the edge of the bat, and you thought maybe it would drop down in front of Benson, who was playing very deep. But instead, it's just a fly ball to center, one away. Matt Olson comes to the plate, batting .224 with the .693 OPS. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch is inside. 1-0. The 1-0. Pitch on the way. Curveball misses well outside wide. And down 2-0. The 2-0 count. Braves trail here in the bottom of the sixth. Middle of the order. Due up. The 2-0 pitch. Swing. Pops it up. Underneath another one. Matt Olson, another easy, lazy fly ball. Fraley has some difficulty with it, but finally gets underneath it. 2 down. Brewers and Cubs just getting underway in Wrigley. First pitch on the way to Duvall is outside wide for a strike. It's 0-1. Brewers lead that game 1-0 in the first. Looked like it was a bad defensive play by Pete Crow Armstrong in center field that kind of spit the bit and gave the Brewers an early lead. The 0-1 misses down, 1-1. Justin Steele on the mound for the Cubs today. Brewers were a game-time decision on their start. I think they went with the bullpen game, the 1-1. Swing! That ball's hammered down the third base line, but foul. 1-2. Duvall struck out his first time up, singled to right. Struck out his last time up. The 1-2 to Duvall. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Easy 1-2-3 inning for Sims, who's been struggling. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning. Braves trail 9-4.
I thought you said they didn't have alcohol. Look, they got screwdrivers.
Oh, no, just orange juice.
Just orange juice, like the mixer?
Yeah, people drink it. Yeah.
It's crazy. When was the last time you drank straight mixer?
Oh, I had a Diet Cola mixer a while ago.
Oh, did you? Was it any good?
Yeah.
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
By the end of the Civil War, baseball was the national pastime. North and South, West as well as East. Soldiers took the game home with them, and it grew.
It's our game. That's the chief fact in connection with it. America's game has the snap, go, fling of the American atmosphere. It belongs as much to our institutions, fits into them as significantly as our Constitution's laws, is just as important in the sum total of our historic life. Walt Whitman.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Peering over at the Phillies-Minnesota game at the break. I don't know if y'all seen this pitcher from Minnesota. He's coming out of the game now. The Phillies have tied it up 1-1. First pitch on the way. Dylan Lee coming on. See if he can keep the game where it's at. He's set to face Steer, the number 4 hitter, Stevenson, number 5, and Fraley. The 0-1, down and in, 1-1. Anyways, this pitcher that was in there, David Fiesta, if you've never seen him, he's 6'6", and he is like all legs and arms. He looks like a spider monkey out there throwing the ball. Like, he has no body whatsoever. It's wild. Just 24 years old. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and lifted down the right field line. Foul, just getting out of the reach of Duvall, who was giving chase. 1-2. That David Festa, I've seen his name, but I haven't really paid attention to him. I didn't realize his ERA was 7.9 coming into today. Played his college ball at Seton Hall, but nonetheless, 6'6", 185. You can imagine he's nothing but legs and arms, no torso. The 1-2 swung on, pops it up, can of corn over by second. Arcia grabs it, 1 away. Well, so much for that closed door meeting, right? Braves trail 9-4. Of course, you can't put this on the offense. This all goes on David Winans. Not going to blame the rest of the guys on the team when the Winans can't get anybody out. First pitch from Lee to Stevenson is a 4-seam fastball, well outside wide. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing, and that ball's belted high. Not very deep. Well before the warning track, making the catch is Eddie Rosario. 2 away. Two down here in the top of the 7th inning. Fraley will come to the plate. Jake Fraley, the 2-run home run way back in the early going, the first inning of this game. First pitch on the way is popped up. That should stay in play. Matt Olson calling everybody off. He'll catch it in between home and first right there on the foul line. That'll end the inning. So a quick 3 up, 3 down, just what the doctor ordered. See if the Braves can scratch some runs across. Let's get it going, Braves country. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. A 1, a 2, a 3. We out to the ball game. We out to the find me something of Cracker Jack. the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. I need some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me
Welcome back. I agree, Mark. It's really strange because the one strength that has been in this Braves team, it's been the pitching. But today they roll Alan Winans out there. We finally get some runs, and the pitching isn't there. First pitch on the way to Eddie Rosario is up high and out wide. It's 1-0. New pitcher coming on. Used to be a starter for the Reds is the 1-0 pitch. Down below the knees, 2-0. Tony Centillion, 27 years old, 6'3", 285, out of Fort Worth, Texas. He's been with the Reds since 2021. At one point, it's a pretty formidable right-handed starting pitcher. The 2-0 swung on, fouled back, 2-1. You would think any hitting coach worth their salt would tell Rosario, unless you got two strikes on you, I don't want to see you swinging at a high fastball out that isn't like right in your wheelhouse. If it's out wide, don't even think about it because you're not doing anything with it. You're either missing it, you're popping it up. The 2-1, another fastball, another pop up. It's 2-2. I tried to defend him for a while, but I'm starting to really think it might be time for another voice, time for Seitzer to kick rocks. The 2-2. Lifts and fires. Caught looking strike 3. Sit down, Eddie. Start packing. Trade deadline is near. So 1 down. Sean Murphy will come to the plate. You wonder why Sean Murphy's batting so low in the lineup too, because he's really put some good swings on of late. And to me, it would make a little more sense to have Murphy up behind the ice house and Duvall down below Eddie. First pitch on the way to Murphy, who's 2 for 3 on the day. It's right there for a strike. It's on 1. And it's not just today. Remember the game the other night? He smoked one towards the gap that was great defensive play by Benson. The 0-1 pitch swung on. That ball bounces, hits Ellie De La Cruz in a bad spot right in the hands, and he fumbles it, and it's another error for number 44. And though it won't be a base hit, Murphy's on base again. Can't even define that as a worm burner. That was just an easy bouncer towards De La Cruz, and he can't field that position is what we've seen today. They're going to have to find somewhere else to put him because you definitely want his bat in the lineup. First pitch on the way to Arcia, who's 2 for 2. What? Arcia's 2 for 2 and we're losing? It's 0-1. The 0-1. No, we're not getting anything for it. We'll DFA him. The 0-1. Swung on. That ball sliced towards right, but right at the right fielder Hines. He'll make the catch. 2 down. Remember, we picked him up off the trash heap. We're not getting anything for him. A guy that's batting. See, what's his updated batting average now? I know we got him at. When we picked him up, he was at 183. He's now hitting 184. A 555 OPS. First pitch on the way to short is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. I think they'll hold on to Duvall, but the idea would be for him to be sitting on the bench most days. Remember, we still haven't gotten any definitive word on when Harris is going to be back, the 1-0, right there at the knees, 1-1. He did take batting practice yesterday. I did see that. So that's a step in the right direction. You would think in a perfect world he would be sent out on a rehab assignment sometime early to late next week. The 1-1. Down and away, 2-1. I would think they're going to hold on to Laureano. They're going to hold on to Duvall, but they're going to be bench players. Because I don't think there's going to be some big splashy move where all of a sudden we're going to get some all-star heading to one of our corner outfields, the 2-1 pitch. It's right there on the zone for the edge. It's 2-2. They are going to make moves. Remember, we're still leading the wild card. This isn't a team that's 5 games out and is bailing water in a sinking ship. They're still there, and they're in better shape than the team that went to the World Series last year of Arizona was at this time. The 2-2. 4-seam fastball misses outside wide, 3-2. Man, this Centillion, he's hitting at 99 miles an hour. So a payoff pitch. Murphy will be going on the pitch. They no longer hold him at first. Brings it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Short slams the bat. He probably needs to start packing himself. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
I will just show you to your cubicle.
I can't. I bet it's a big one.
The temp agency said that you are fluent with QuickBooks Pro, correct?
Oh, right. Yeah, we should cover that. You see, my resume might not actually be accurate, right? So I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't know what QuickBooks are.
You don't have any accounting experience?
No. Come on. But you don't have to be an accountant to know that this girl is a 10. Yeah, what up? You come here often?
To my job?
Ooh, shouldn't mouth on her also. Shut it.
Is this the new temp who's supposed to help me with the spreadsheets?
I want to talk about spreading the sheets. We can go back to my place and I will rock your...
You're fired!
That makes sense. So I just go out the same way I came in?
We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the job, baby. All throughout Braves country. Pump that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Can someone please tell me at what age do men start scream sneezing?
1868. Somehow or other, they don't play ball nowadays as they used to some 8 or 10 years ago. I don't mean to say that they don't play it as well, but I mean that they don't play with the same kind of feelings or for the same objects they used to. It appears to me that ball matches have come to be controlled by different parties and for different purposes than those that prevailed in 1858 or 1859.
Welcome back. Top of the 8th we go. Braves trail 9-4. Game started in a shootout as both teams have not scored in quite some time. We had 13 runs cross the plate by the top of the 4th inning, and that's the last time we've seen it. First pitch on the way from Lee is down and in, slider misses. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Dylan Lee out there for a second inning of work. Swung on, pops it up. Will that stay in play in foul territory? Giving chase is Arcia and Alvarez, but the ball's going to bend just past the tarps. 0-2. Same two teams back at it tonight, weather permitting. Chris Sale on the bump. I do wonder if the reason why they waited to have Sale, because normally the veteran gets the day ball and your scrub gets the night ball. But I do wonder if they did that as the 0-2, outside of the wide 1 and 2, of the idea that if the game were to get rained out, they would save Sale for the Mets series. Very good chance that's what they were doing. The 1-2, outside wide 2 and 2. I'll be honest, I just would have rather seen them give Dylan Dodd a chance. You know, you already had him up. You bring Winans up, and he just continues to be a disaster. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Hell, I'd rather just see a bullpen game than have that bum up there giving up taters left and right. You might as well just sit a T on the plate. You got a better chance of getting those out. I'd rather them call up David Fletcher and let the knuckleballer see if he can get something done. He continues to pitch well on the farm, by the way. First pitch on the way from Lee to Hines is down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Well, because they are the home team, see Mark's comment about wasted start by Sale. Because of the home team, they are able to decide whether the game gets started or not. If they're looking at the weather and they think it's going to get rained out in a few innings, as the 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2. They can pump the brakes and delay the game until they feel like it can get played. That's another reason why you would have thought Sale would have pitched the early game, because the early game, he could have pitched to his entirety, and then tonight, if there's a rain delay, well, you're just pitching. You send Winans out there for an inning or two. The 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Dylan Lee, 2 down. But as far as like the trade market goes, a lot of folks that are talking about the trades, you know, every year you start getting these experts that say it looks like it's going to be a slow trade market, and then you get a flurry of moves at the end from all teams. First pitch on the way at the knees to Benson is right there at the zone for a strike. It's 0-1. Will Benson 0 for 2. The 0-1, or 0 for 3, excuse me, 2 strikeouts. Ball hit high into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Benson's going to stretch it into a double, and it's a 2-out double for Will Benson and the Redlegs. You know, during that meeting too, the team meeting, I hope they come up with a conversation of changing their celebration when they get a double or whatnot, because it is flat this year. First pitch on the way to India is right there at the knees, called for a low ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0. People still believe that Garrett Crochet and Tarek Skubal will be moved at the deadline. Pitch on the way. Changeup misses. 2-0. Randy Arozarena, that's the type of player that the Braves may be targeting. I still have a hard time believing Mason Miller gets traded from the Oakland A's. The 2-0. Down below the knees, nowhere near the zone. Ball 3-0. Jazz Chisholm keeps being rumored, but the only reason why the Braves may do that is because he can play second base and Ozzy's injured. But he has, first of all, if you've looked at his numbers, he's not good. People think he's this great player because he was on the cover of the show a couple years ago. It was the 3-0 misses inside. They were talking about, I forget who it was, but someone brought it up on X yesterday about where his OPS stands. He's not even top 100. And if you look at his OPS over the last several years, there's only 1 year where he had an OPS over 800, which is a game changer. He only played 60 games that year because of an injury. So any year that he's played a full season, his OPS is barely over 700. First pitch on the way to Ellie De La Cruz. It swung on, hit hard on the ground at Nacho Alvarez. He'll fire it over to first, and that'll end the inning. So a good defensive play by Nacho will end the inning, and we'll head to break. Braves lead it. Well, they trail 9-4. We'll be back in a flash.
Whoa! Hey, check it out! What? Look! That guy!
Get me some nachos.
It is a sign. A sign in these nachos to help me score.
We can't Ruby Dern your frazzle dazzle!
Hey, Braves Country, I'm Mac Magee. Join us for Pitch by Pitch, Play by Play, the classic call of Braves Country baseball. We're bringing you Atlanta Braves baseball all year long. Jump into our pregame show, Braves Country Today, just before first pitch. Stick around for the postgame show, Braves Country Tonight, where we will open up the phone lines and react to your calls or your comments all year long. That's Braves Country Radio, pitch by pitch, play by play, your home for the classic call of Braves Country baseball.
We're doing random drug testing today. The only one I won't try is crack. What?
Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Hell no! No.
Yes.
That
That depends on what kind of pizza. If it's pineapple and ham, that's good. But if you're just like trying to throw some pineapple on like a Supreme or something, then you need Jesus.
Or how about this? No.
Pineapple does go really well on pizza, and that was amazing. That changed the game, dude. That stuff was awesome. I'm gonna go get some next. I'm gonna go back to Pensacola.
You go to Florida too damn much.
It's smart. It's a smart line, and a smart crowd will appreciate it. And I'm not going to dumb it down for some bonehead mass audience. Not you.
Armchair.
What must be the contempt for those who would degrade our great national game and make it a business? When such becomes the case, farewell to baseball. The excitement which is at present attendant on these contests will cease. Then the game itself will gradually but surely die out. Philadelphia City item.
Welcome back. Kid Kelnick leads us off, swings at the first pitch, lifts it high, not very deep into center field. Making the easy catch is Wills Benson. One away. They definitely, I'll tell you what, they definitely need to change something up because they've tried this over and over and over again. And maybe you just grab the numbers out of a hat and play the lineup like that tonight. But the idea that Kelnick is still leading off is absolutely absurd at this rate. Jared Kelnick. Merrifield is injured, 4-putt. First pitch on the way to Alvarez is up top for a slider for a strike. It's 0-1. But Kid Kelnick is batting 155 over the last 15 games, not counting today's numbers. The 0-1 swung on, slice back foul. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. He's batting 115 the last 7 games. The 0-2 high and out of the zone. 1-2. Centillion still back out there on the mound. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three, blew him away. Alvarez does not look to be a top of the order guy either. You don't have a lot of options, and I get it, but I'm almost for them just pulling names out of a hat. But once again today, this isn't about the offense. This is about the pitching. They hope to have Merrifield available by the end of the week. He hurt his hand warming up on Monday, had to get stitches, and essentially he can't play third bases, which is where they'd like to put him. First pitch on the way to Ozuna is inside strike for it's 0-1. The 0-1. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, 1-1. Yeah, I've been clamoring for Ozuna to lead off for a while, but it doesn't look like they want to go that route. 1-1 count. I mean, you look at this lineup right now, I would just continue. You want the best batters to face as many as possible, get as many as the 0-2 misses high 1-2. Get as many at bats as possible. And I don't care what it looks like. If it looks even going through, you just got to get more at bats for Ozuna. And even though he's sucking this year, Olsen does have the talent. He should be at the top. Riley, when he comes back, is the 1-2, misses outside 2-2. And Duvall should not be hitting fifth. I mean, that's all there is to it. The 2-2 to Ozuna. Swing and a miss, strike three. 3 up, 3 down. Braves go quietly, and that'll end the inning. We head to the 9th, trailing by 5.
Let us go to Colombia, for Christ's sakes. Wants to be some kind of a professional woman, like you.
A psychiatrist?
And have to listen to guys like me whine all day.
Here's payoff pitch, and swung on and missed! Strike 3! Yak 'em! We're 1 out away, Braves country, from a trip to the World Series. Whatever superstition you got, do it. The entire city of Atlanta, the entire South is standing on their feet, trying to will the Braves into the World Series. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And swung on and ripped over to Dansby Swanson. Dansby's got it. He fires over to first. Baby, sound the trumpets! Do the chop through the streets! Your Atlanta Braves are headed to the 2021 World Series! Oh, baby! We have not been into the World Series in 22 years. But come Tuesday night in Houston, we'll have first pitch. Go dance in the streets, baby!
Have you ever protested anything?
Sure, every time I get thrown out of the pub.
By the end of the Civil War, baseball was the national pastime, North and South, West as well as East. Soldiers took the game home with them, and it grew.
It's our game. That's the chief fact in connection with it. America's game has the snap, go, fling of the American atmosphere. It belongs as much to our institutions, fits into them as significantly as our Constitution's laws, is just as important in the sum total of our historic life. Walt Whitman.
Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back. Just did the math at the break. The month of July, as we are coming towards the end of it, Jared Kelenic is batting 149 for the month of July. First pitch on the way from Jesse Chavez is a cutter on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. He has an OPS of 507. The 0-1, down and away, 1-1. That is not a leadoff hitter. And though he started out hot, that's beyond a slump. The 1-1 is chopped foul just past the plate, 1-2. So once again, I'm in full favor of just putting names in a hat and see what comes out. But today it was all about the starting pitching, and Winans is the 1-2 pitch. Caught, looking strike 3. Sinker up top, 1 away. Winans, I'm over that experiment. You couldn't put Vines or let Dylan Dodd, who was already up here, give a chance? First pitch on the way from Chavez is outside wide to Steer. They call that a strike. We'll take it. It's 0-1. The biggest problem with the lineup is the injuries. I mean, it's hard to get things going when Acuna's missing. Ozzy's missing. Riley's gone because of a paternity leave now. It's always something, and we've got Olsen might as well be missing. The 1-1, swing and a miss up top, 1-2. He's been missing in action for pretty much the whole year. 1-2 count. Pitch on the way, swing, banged it over towards first. Olsen makes the catch. 2 away. But batting 149 in the month of July. And we have not exactly faced the greatest pitching staffs in July. I mean, San Francisco, a banged-up Phillies team, Arizona, San Diego, St. Louis, and Cincinnati. These are not top-of-the-line pitching rotation. He's batting 149. First pitch to Stevenson misses Bolt 1-0. The 1-0 swung on. That ball's lifted into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit over the outstretched glove of two short, and 1 on with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Kind of a looping line drive. Yes, John, they do have the 3rd easiest second half schedule, so it's going to be lined up for them the opportunity to get out of this mess. It's frustrating as we sit in the middle of it right now as the first pitch to Fraley's inside for a ball. It's 1-0. And you're going to see Anthopoulos make some moves at the deadline, that's for sure. The 1-0 swung on, grounded up the middle. It's going to be a single, a 2-out single, and they got runners on first and second, 2 outs. You still got to look at the big picture. It's easy to overreact and think that they're going to sell or not make moves, but they're still seeing atop the wild card 5 days before the trade deadline. And all you got to do is punch your ticket, and you see what Arizona did last year. Arizona was not playing great baseball at this time last year, and they got hot, and they took off. First pitch on the way is a sinker outside wide, called for low wide strike to Marte. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Chavez kicks and fires, well outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. What you're not going to like to hear is that they're going to tell you that getting Harris back is going to be like getting a big move at the deadline. That's going to be the narrative that's going to be spun by the Braves broadcasters that kind of go in lockstep with whatever is done by the Braves. Is the 2-1 pitch is called for a strike right there at the knees, 2-2. But the simple fact of the matter, even when Harris comes back, you know it's going to take them a while to get going. They've got to add an outfielder. They're going to have to add a pitcher, starting pitcher. And we would love to see them add an infielder, but they probably won't. The 2-2 swung on the ground, banged over to second. Short drops it, but grabs it, flips it over to first. And after fumbling it, that'll end the inning. Braves will grab the bats and try to pull off a miracle. We trailed 9-4 heading to the bottom of the 9th.
Are you high? Am I what? High. Hello?
Here is 10 signs that you were raised by an Irish person. Number 1, you have a very colourful vocabulary. Every now and again you'll throw one in out, this and that, but that's okay. Number 2, you have a very staple diet that kind of consists of a lot of potatoes. Number 3, you have a belief that flat 7-Up in the microwave heated can cure any illness. Any at all. Number 4, St. Patrick's Day is a big deal and you'll be dragged down to the parade for the crack. Number 5, never worry about anything because there's always someone to light a candle for you. Number 6, they always have your back, especially in front of other people, but when you are home, you're in for it. Number 7, tea is the solution to all problems. Broke up with your boyfriend? Cup of tea. Failed your exams? Cup of tea. Number 8, there is only one type of crisp. End of. Number 9, the wooden spoon. Say no more. And number 10, the obsession with the heat. Is that heat been on? All day?
Armchair.
Does this shade of red make me look like a clown?
No. It makes you look like a prostitute who caters exclusively to clowns.
I got some advice. Everybody just shut up. Just mind your business and do you. And shut up. That's it. The world will be better. Shut up!
Look, we'll happily pay 75 cents to $1.50 to go to the theater. And numbers prefer baseball to theatricals. We must make the games worth witnessing, and there will be no fault found with the price. A good game is worth 50 cents. A poor one is dear at 25. Harry Wright.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball, Braves Trail. Nine to 4. Yeah, I saw someone put a joke on Twitter that when they talked about the team meeting, they said it was a surprise baby shower. Lefty-lefty matchup is Matt Olson leads a soft swing and a miss. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and away. 1-1. But once again, that had nothing to do with Winans spit in the bed. I mean, Winans just is not a starting pitcher in Major League Baseball. And as the 1-1 pitch misses high and out of the zone, 2-1. The story of the game today, without a doubt, was Alan Winans coming in, going 2 2/3 and giving up 7 earned runs. The 2-1 pitch swung on, foul back. You're not going to win many games when your starting pitcher gives up 7 earned runs. It's a 2-2 count. Kicks and fires, swung on, rifled up the middle, but it bounces off the mound into the glove of De La Cruz. He holds on to it this time, 1 away. Flips it over to first for a 6-3 putout. One down. Olson with another game where he hasn't gone yard. He did get 2 hits today, so that's an improved sign as the first pitch on the way to Duvall. It's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Remember, yesterday, if you were here during the rain delay, he talked about how he was 1 for his, I think, 33 at bats. The 0-1 popped up in the sky, making the catch. It's Marte for out number 2. It was either 1 for his last 33 or 1 for his last 34. Whatever it was, he was 0 for 15 since the break. So he finally got a couple of hits today. You do like to see that. But he did not have, he still hasn't gotten on one of those tears like we've seen over the past few years. He's not who he was last year, that's for sure. The first pitch on the way is a strike to Ramon Laureano, who's batting for Eddie Rosario. It's 0-1. You would think Laureano's going to get a start in the next game. The 0-1, down below the knees, 0-2. Eddie Rosario's day has ended. He went 0 for 3 today. Laureano is only batting 183 in his own right. The 1-1 pitch swung on, pops it up, back fouling out of play, 1-2. But he was starting to hit the ball fairly well before he got hurt. Now, who knows what this long absence will do to him. 1-2 count. Pitch on the way. Down and away. Did he go around? They're going to say he did, and that's going to end the game. Laureano kind of half-ass swung it, kind of gingerly walked down towards the dugout. They tagged him, and that'll end the game. Laureano definitely wasn't in on that meeting because he gave no effort there. That'll end the game. 9-4 your score. Atlanta Braves fall to just 8 games over 500. They've won just 1 game since the All-Star break. It is Chris Sale Day today. We hope to get the game going tonight. Going to do a real quick check one more time on the weather for tonight's game before we let you go here to give you an idea of what we're looking at. Atlanta Braves So once again, it would make a heck of a lot more sense to do just a traditional doubleheader. They could get the game in with ease. Instead, they're taking a break till 6:05 where it appears that there's going to be rain coming. Hopefully we get it in. We'll see you at 6 o'clock, Braves country. Braves lose another tough one. And hopefully we can get the win because Chris Sale's on the mound. Plus, the entire back end of the bullpen was not used today, so they'll be at full go tonight if the game is a full go. Looking at the forecast, it's when it starts raining at around, let me see, what time does this start? I mean, we're talking about it coming in around 7 o'clock. And it's going to pour rain the rest of the night. So if they don't get it going by 6, I don't know if they'll play the game, but we'll see at 6 o'clock regardless. Hopefully we'll get the game going, and hopefully we can get a win as the Braves lose another tough one. We'll see you then.
Show.